Action.
We three should meet more often.
I would brave the lightning, thunder, and the rain to meet again.
When all the hurly-burly's done, we'll have more time for cards and wine.
Salud!
When all the hurly-burly's done, the men who run this kingdom spend their energy competing for the monarchy, with all the hurly-burly's never done. They'll all be in their graves before too long if they don't cease this toxic test of penis length.
They're always whipping out their little blades and swinging them about. Our husband's war machine is making Scotland ill.
And still, the people to these feckless peckers kneel.
I'd rather be a pauper working in the fields than suffer this incessant stress.
Your husband placed a target on his brow the moment he accepted Scotland's crown.
These bastards are enraptured by that crown.
Our bloody cousins will not hesitate to kill each other if the crown's at stake.
My husband's fine for now. He's so afraid of Cawdor that he's hiding in his tent while Gruach's husband does the dirty work.
My husband, he is not. My husband died.
So what's it like to fuck the lucky loose and set ablaze your former spouse?
Darcel!
He doesn't get that lucky. He can't get it up but once a month.
Well, lucky you.
And when he finally does, I close my eyes and think about Macbeth.
Go to!
'Tis true.
You have a thing for pale and stupid men?
Darcel!
I like them fat and hairy too.
Ooh, salud!
You two are brutal. You don't like a thing about your husbands? Not a thing?
If I thought I could get away with it, I'd take my blade and drain him like a sheep for taking kind and brave McMail from me.
You shouldn't hold a grudge, for it does not to change the life that has been taken. Glamis and Fife and Duncan were all taught from birth that they must manly be, and fighting makes them manly. That's just how these beasts behave.
Their fragile masculinity is so damn tedious. Macduff will not shut up about how great he is in battle and how one day he'll be king and blah, blah, blah. And I don't understand because his dick is really not that small.
They'll all go to their graves upon the edge of family blades.
I beg of you to change the topic. I, unlike the two of you, adore my spouse.
My husband is a wretch. The only good that came with wedding him was Inverness.
I'd love to live in Inverness.
It's quaint, but Castle Forest is so spacious.
Oh, I'd kill to live in Forest. It's divine.
Be patient. You might get your chance unless your spout is gutted on the battleground.
Go to.
The Thane of Glamis will win his fight. If there's one thing he's good with, it's his might.
Well, my husband will not die by sword. He'll end his life in bed, surrounded by his family, for he's a king of law and order, rule and peace.
That's why he sent the Thane of Glamis and Fife to fight his war, while he enjoys reports and stories of their triumphs from the comfort of his tent.
It's not his war. Those scoundrels in the north revolted. Duncan had no choice. Besides, the Thanes of Glamis and Fife will neither see the Scottish crown unless they kill for it.
What do you mean?
My husband plans to name our elder boy the Prince of Cumberland.
But is that even legal?
Duncan will profane our ancient laws of tanistry with this display of brazen vanity.
Those ancient laws have led our nation down a path of constant conflict, blood for blood assassination. Is that what you want for Scotland?
Scotland will remain beneath a violent hand as long as men command.
And it will never change. King Malcolm tried to end the party line. With all, his crown was passed to Duncan.
That's exactly why my husband wants to change succession law. A son is still a son, no matter what.
A son, a son. It's always for a son.
No biased council can deliberate his right to wear the crown upon his brow. This will bring peace to our unstable state.
No Scot will let our monarchy descend into a nepotistic dynasty.
Your spouse will make a dire mistake if he unto his eldest son promises the throne.
The Dylan Carter will drown him out. He doesn't have the clout to change that law.
You shouldn't bitch about my husband. Thanks to him, the daring Thane of Glamis will be awarded Cawdor if he wins his war. Your spouse will make no play for Duncan's crown.
He's granting Cawdor to the Thane of Glamis.
But 5's in line for Cawdor.
Does he know?
Not yet.
And what about Macduff?
Macduff? He hasn't said. And Duncan tells me all.
The Thane of Cawdor.
It will be a great surprise.
And Glamis knows not.
He's in the dark. The king will grant the title once he quells this vile rebellion.
You mean when the Thanes of Fife and claims defeat the renegades?
Whatever, you're just being catty now.
Oh my, look at the time. It's getting late.
Indeed, we've overstayed our welcome, and I have a thing tonight.
Ta-ta, my loves, and don't be strangers to your cuz.
Ta-ta.
That lying bitch knows more than she admits. If only I could hire a witch to charm her into spilling all the dirt she knew.
I know a few. I mean, they claim to be, but really, they're just fuggamuffs who use their charms to cheat their neighbors out of stuff. I've heard they toss some henbone root into their cauldron, and they brew beguiles and the fools with sounds and sights. Hallucinations make their magic and prognostination seem as true as Jesus Christ. But in the end, the charms are only lies and double talk.
Entire nations have been overthrown with lies and double talk. Forget that wench. I have a duty better suited to your chatty hags.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Be guiltless of this knowledge, dearest coz, till thou applaud the deed. But trust me, in the end, our husbands will agree to do whatever we want them to.
You canyon bitch. Remind me not to fuck with thee. Godspeed.
The Thane of Cawdor. Southern has betrayed the perfect information. I will bribe these phony witches to prognosticate a phony fate and then manipulate his knavish superstitions until death alone can free the mind of brave Macbeth.
Beautiful, beautiful. Quick notes. Gloms, everybody. Gloms, not Glamis. It's Gloms.
Gloms.
And ladies, when you're ladies, it's always going to be either, never either. It'll always be neither, never neither. When you're playing the witches, if you have either or either, it will be either or neither. Okay, but the ladies are upper brow. They will say either and neither. Okay, there are a few pronunciation things, but we'll get to those later. Good. Really gave me a lot of things that I can play with it once we put this on this feed. It's a good scene. Thank you. Okay, if you wouldn't mind muting yourselves and bring the boys.
Sorry, 1 second, please.
Yes.
Stu.
Yeah.
You sent me a script a while ago, and I'm seeing some differences in my script from what I'm hearing.
Toby,
Is there a more recent one?
I just sent you the link in the chat. I saw the links in the chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. All right, I got it. Sorry, and Emily, can you wiggle the plug from your microphone, or maybe even try with another microphone or without it? I think it's a connection in your microphone that's loose.
Yeah, there's a bit of a lag, Em.
There's a bit of a lag. Is this better? I just
better.
switched.
That sounds
to
better. I
computer.
don't know what you did, but
Okay.
it sounds better. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, now we have our 4 gentlemen to unmute, and ladies, please mute yourselves.
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Hey, hey.
Act 1, Scene 2. Macbeth, Macduff, Banquo, and Ross inside a tent with beers, cards, etc. Macbeth and Macduff stand side by side, backs to the audience and hands before them, as though holding their dicks.
I think I'll give my blade a name. Macbeth.
That's gay. That's still more manly than
Macduff.
Nick. Your name's just Beth with a Mac in front of it. You think that's manly? Shit.
So what? The name Macduff's the same. You ought to change it to Macbuff.
Macbuff. That's dick, that's manly, sir. But if I call myself Macbuff, then what's my saber's name?
Just call him Tiny Fife, your little privy tool.
Well, that's small. I'm well above the mean for Scottish men.
That's not what I've been told.
Nor I.
Nor I.
My wife's a liar.
It was Banquo.
Oh.
I told you no such thing.
Just tell us which is bigger. We've a wager to decide.
I cannot see either of them from here.
It's not the size. If it can pierce a hind, it's fine.
That's what the small blades always say.
Will you two put your swords away? We have to plan this damn invasion ere the sun betrays our troops' locations. We've still got surprise upon our side, but when the sun arises, we must charge that hill and take out Cawdor ere he takes his morning shit.
Dibs on Cotter, he's all mine. You take the Thane Gloms, and I take McDonald out.
You promised you would fight with me, Macduff. You promised. Just the two of us against McDumwald. Just the two of us? McBros? Engaged in machinations, waging war macabre on McDonald? When we're done McFighting him, we'll dine on mackerel and macaroons. 'Twill be immaculate? You promised you would do this with me, dude.
I have to best that wretched Cotter.
You prevaricating ne'er-do-well. On guard! You promised me.
Macbeth and Macduff start sword fighting from their crotches as though their swords are penises. Macbeth chases Macduff as though trying to insert the sword into his ass. Macbeth tires quickly and stops, panting.
You promised me.
The fate of Cotter is mine.
Pray tell, what beef have you and Cawdor had?
Macduff and Cawdor have a history.
Indeed. Do tell.
Do not.
We shouldn't talk.
He fucked her.
He fucked who?
Fucked whom?
Fucked whom?
The Lady Fife.
His wife.
His dear old mum.
Oh my.
It's not our business what Macduff's.
Your mother. Cotter fucked your mother?
Yes.
But isn't she his kin?
By marriage.
Still.
The Thane of Cotter fucked your mother. Wow.
You all can stop your gawking now.
How? And why?
Enough.
He lost the bet. Why else?
Old Lady Fife! That hoary mouth!
Enough. I've dibs upon that motherfucker's head.
Whatever. Take on Cawdor if you wish. I'll storm McDumwald's castle with my new best buddy,
Do not touch me.
Banquo.
Shit.
That settles it. Macduff and Ross will take out Cawdor while my best mate Banquo helps me best McDumwald's dames.
They fight like girls.
You're far more manly than that renegade.
Why, thank you. Now, let's dice and brew like men. until the rays of morning blaze across those eastern hills and light the killing field. We'll fight them with one hand behind our backs because they lack the balls to beard us all.
Macbeth swings his sword wildly with one hand behind his back. The men cheer, grunt, toast, and punch each other, etc.
When day and night dusk change place again, that pike out there shall wear the traitor's head, and wives of rebel thanes shall mourn their dead.
Macduff swings his sword wildly. The men cheer, grunt, toast, punch each other, etc. Okay, good. That's Caden, fantastic energy. Charlie, love the Scottish accent. Good stuff. Caden, Mac, not Mc, Mac. All those things are Mac, not McDonald's, but McDonald's, right? Okay, going forward. Good. Let's move on to scene 3. Gruach and the bitches.
Await, you deaf and hoary tramp.
Let me read the line. Sorry, my fault.
Sorry.
Gruach waits without a country hovel for Agnes of Alba, Alanis Muir, and Euphemy the Pict. Gruach knocks at the door.
Awake, you deaf and hoary tramps. Awake.
Are you going to read all the stage directions or not? Sorry.
And also, I'm sorry, Stu, I thought you said Darcel was in the scene, but it's Cleo in the scene, so I think I should read Alanis.
Sorry, what was that?
At the beginning, you said that this scene interferes with Darcel, but Darcel is not in it. It's a
No. This is not the scene. It's Act 3, Scene 5 that interferes with.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
this
sorry.
one, yeah. I was on mute. I was knocking at the door, so but I was on mute. So we'll start again. Take it from the top. Gruach waits without a country hovel for Agnes of Alba, Alanis Muir, and Euphemy the Pict. Gruach knocks at the door.
Awake, you deaf and hoary tramps. Awake.
You're knocking at my hovel door.
Whence comes that knocking? Would's the dead annoy?
Who goes there in the name of Beelzebub?
You harpies hear me knocking. Open up.
The hovel door opens, and from it emerge the 3 ancient, irascible, hairy, tattooed sisters, Agnes, Alanis, and Euphemy, spitting, belching, cursing, etc.
My God, these wrinkled bags of rotting flesh. They smell like mold and death and old perfume. Is that a tuft of hair upon her mole? Or does the short one have a beard? My God, had I not better knowledge, I would swear that these disgusting hags were men in drag.
Who dare?
Awake us.
From our beauty sleep.
You'd have to sleep for all eternity. I take it you're the 3 Darcel referred to me. 'Tis true you peddle prophecy?
'Tis true.
But you?
They'll never hear the truth.
I do not seek the truth. Your lies will suit my scheme and purpose better. And I have already acquired all the truth you need.
Darcel has told us you're a noble wife.
Your husband is a noble too. Like 5?
You've gold, she says. 'Tis true.
'Tis true.
'Tis true.
Relax, you hag, sorry.
Gruach tosses a bag of coins upon the ground. The sisters fight over it.
Relax, you hags. There's more from whence that came.
Pray tell.
What spell?
Do you require from us?
Don't play the witch with me, you charlatans. Your charms are but duplicities. Darcel already told me. Do you want the gold?
Indeed.
We've mouth to feed.
And rental fees.
You pay for this disgusting heart? With gold?
We pay with charms and potions for our lord.
But gold would please our master all the more.
We want him to replace our hovel floor.
You have a floor?
It's rock.
And root.
And soil.
We tore the carpet up.
and found and not, and underneath,
But grubs in Mother Earth.
My husband's coffers can fulfill your need for renovation, but you must agree to every deed that I instruct you to.
Agreed.
agreed.
Agreed. We sisters 3 will do your bidding for a petty fee.
Pretend to be a witch's coven and convince my husband that the spirits have fulfilled a prophecy about his fate.
A witch's coven, eh?
But who'd believe?
You'd have to put on makeup, purchase wigs.
Oh, shut your traps, you hags. The 3 of you already look as though a barrow belched you up. You need no wigs or makeup. Trust me, you're more than hideous enough.
So what, pray tell?
Are we to tell?
Your lord.
We don't divine. We lie.
And lie.
And lie.
I told you once before, I have the truth you need. King Duncan will bestow upon my husband Thane of Cawdor once he quells his mutiny. Inform the Thane of Glamis before the news can reach him. Make him think the witches hold his future in their hands. And I will fill your hovel full of gold.
We'll fill all our cauldron with a potent brew.
We'll call ourselves the 3 of your sisters too.
The Thane of Glams will think we speak the truth.
Don't go too far. My husband will be drunk, as always, when the fighting's through. Just tell him what I told you to. Don't overdo.
We'll make a potion out of creature bowels.
That's foul.
We'll throw in frogs and bats and toads.
Oh, please don't.
I'll add the liver of a Jew.
Now that's just racist. Also, murder. Tell him what I said, you hags, then disappear. When I next need your service, I'll appear.
Exit Gruach.
Oh, that was good.
She thinks we're crazy.
We shall fleece that bitch of all her husband's gold.
We'll have to be convincing.
We should speak with offbeat phrases. Double, double, toil and trouble.
Fire, brew, and...
Oh, that's just ridiculous.
It's cute.
I like it.
Fine. But if we plan to swindle all the gold from Gruach's coffers, we should offer up a future more exciting.
And could greet him as the future king.
The future king.
The future king. We'll call him Cawdor, and hereafter king. We'll have him in our hands.
Evil laughter followed by coughing, spitting, hacking, etc. Yes, that's a funny scene. My 3 witches, those lines that are da-da-da-da-da-da, as we go forward in the play, let's pick up the pace on those. You're talking as one. You're one voice, okay? So try and really pick up on the last person's line really quick through that section. You know what I'm talking about? Like when let me go back here. Like we lie, I lie, I lie. It's got to be really okay, a lot faster than that, and it'll be funnier. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Scene 4. Ladies, please mute. Gentlemen, you're back. Scene 4. A field. Macbeth and Banquo are stumbling drunk and covered in dirt and blood.
You should have seen his ugly mug when I stood face to face with him. I neither shook his hand. I neither shook his hand nor bade farewell before I took my blade and chopped that traitor's head clean off.
With just one stroke?
With just one stroke, indeed.
God, Dick, that's manly.
Isn't it? I popped a boner when his bloody noggin flopped upon the ground.
I have a boner now.
God's dick, that's manly.
How much will the king reward you for this manly victory?
The king.
What speculation rapt you so?
Those sisters.
Do you mean the hags we saw?
Oh, so damn drunk, I can hardly recall. So something about Cawdor and the king.
It's coming back to me. They said that you'd get Cawdor and then king.
What do you mean? Macduff is fighting Cotter. What the hell is taking them so long?
He greeted you as Thane of Cawdor,
Who?
the one who smelled like rotting flesh.
But Cotter lives. For now.
Oh, that's not all. They also said, and get this shit, that you would be the future king.
They said that. Really?
You a chubbish drunk.
Those charlatans, they ought to know that two smart dudes like you and me cannot be fooled.
And
Well,
all that silly double toil and trouble balderdash.
What did they mean by fie your brew and cauldron bubble?
They said fire, brew, and cauldron bubble, cause.
A cauldron? Like a witch's cauldron?
They are witches.
I thought they were making soup.
Methinks they've eaten of the insane root.
And then were beaten by the ugly branch.
They tumbled from the homely tree and hit the ground face first.
The fater was the worst.
If they can tell the future, can't they bathe?
I don't believe a word they say. But if
Enter Macduff and Ross.
But if it's true.
If what is true?
We met these three weird sisters.
Oh, you dogs!
You shag them all.
No, ugh, they were fucking hags.
Yeah, right. Whose blood is that upon thy chest?
Oh, it's nothing. Just a little portion of Macdumwald's. Not the kind your mother got from Cotter.
Well, it looks quite nice on you.
It's better thee without than he within.
Did you behead the Thane of Cotter too?
Nah, he surrendered.
Oh, he womaned out. I knew it.
Like a little girl, groveling and crying like a girl.
Can you believe a Scottish man would cry? It was disgusting.
Cotter's not a man.
With all he lost her out, and Duncan said that you can be the Thane of Cawdor now.
Those witches spoke the truth.
What's wrong with him?
He's drunk. Let's hence before the daylight ends.
Okay, good. Good. Excellent. Scene 5. Gruach awaits Macbeth's return.
The raven has himself gone hoarse that croaks the death of manliness by my approach. You spirits, who with mortal thoughts persuade, come hither to ungender Glamis and Fife, so Scotland can be freed from war and strife and all this toxic masculinity. Assist me in my machinations as I, with witches and equivocations, I erase the need to be so manly from their thinking. Grind to grit their balls and grant me power to unharden all their swords. Make flaccid their desire to hate. Replace it with a placid heart. Make narrow that immodest space between their legs and take away their power to arrange our bags. Dissuade them from those boring sports they play. Engage them in domestic toils all day. Make washing plates their battles, doing chores their war. Make clothes unclean their enemies, and spare the lives of wives and families. I'll save our kingdom from these constant wars and make our husbands do their share of work. If Agnes and our haggish crew told Glamis exactly what I told them to, then soon my husband's superstitions will betray him. I'll manipulate his conscience, play upon his mind as though 'twere potter's clay.
Enter chambermaid with a letter.
A letter from thy master has arrived.
That man is not my master.
Exit chambermaid. Gruach reads.
What the deuce?
Gruach reads again.
They told him he'd be king of Scotland too. And where is Bagcowbear? Where is Macduff?
Gruach rips the letter and tosses it aside.
These hags and their exaggerations. Fuck! When Prince of Cumberland is granted to King Duncan's son, it will belie the lie these witches told my husband and destroy the veil of superstition drawn before his eyes. I must propose my higher goal, revise my plan, and play upon his role as man. If one more violent deed shall free this land, if one more act committed for the sake of manliness will end this madness, then I must proceed. The witches prophesied a king, so I shall play the fate and make a king out of my husband. And I pray that someday Southern will forgive me, for this means I will have to take her lover's life.
Enter Macbeth.
My dearest Grook.
Gruach. Gruach.
Gruach.
Yeah.
My dearest Gruach. Duncan comes tonight.
Dun 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 dun. Okay, this is going really well. I gotta